Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today.
You guys didn't even watch the intro.
No,
I just danced to it.
I didn't even know. I was just scrolling on my Snapchat.
Oh yeah,
funny. I changed the intro completely today.
Oh, you did?
New intro, and y'all didn't even.
Let's replay it. Let's replay the intro, everybody.
No,
I was
missed out.
That's the favorite part of my week is listening.
My gosh, I spent like 43 hours working on that intro.
I was trying to read about what we're going to talk about because I completely spaced it. So remember when you were in school and it was like it's test day, and you're like 5 minutes before you got to go into class, you're like, oh geez, what are we?
You start
hot
studying.
Cheetos. Okay,
right?
I gotta. What did Anthony say in USA Today? That's what I was. I'm so sorry.
But thank you, Avelio. Yeah.
If anybody's watching and you did see the intro, please just explain to these guys what it was.
Because we were not watching it at all.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Andrew.
What's up, buddy? How's it going? Yeah, the boys are back in town.
Go around the outside. Guess who's back?
Next week I'll watch. I promise.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it right after because I'm gonna watch the replay. That's streaming on my YouTube and LinkedIn, which everybody can go watch the replay of if you'd so like to.
Yeah, for sure. There's a link right here, or there. Maybe there's someone somewhere around here.
I don't know.
All right, guys. So what do we got? We're finally back.
Does anyone find it strange that LinkedIn, which has link in its name, actually like throttles back posts with links in them? Like, isn't that the whole point? Is that we can be linked in and then we can link out?
Well, that's the whole thing. Is they want you to link in, they don't want you to link out.
It's the worst.
Yeah. So now, actually, if you're posting something to LinkedIn, if you start with a link, like as soon as you type in a link into your the post that you're creating, it handles it differently. Like as soon as the link goes in, it like gets slotted into a whole different way that it's going to process it and the way it's going to promote it. If you put an image in there first, it will actually set it up to be processed a different way. So you kind of want to, depending on what you want,
mix it up.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can tell you this, scheduled posts on LinkedIn do not do nearly as well as unscheduled posts. I will tell you 100%. It's like I scheduled a post every day that I was on vacation just to see. And because I'm not engaging with it, right? Because
you have to respond to the comments or the algorithms. Yeah.
And the algorithm is like, you are clearly not on LinkedIn, and so we're gonna throttle back your post. So I don't know.
You're getting like 100,000 views per instead of the normal
million. Yeah.
Right.
That is hashtag fake news. I did not.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris coming in from YouTube. Check this out.
That's fun.
How's it look on YouTube? Does it look the same as it does on LinkedIn?
We look like
I look better.
10 years younger on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Oh, she's scheduling it. She's scheduling in her comments, she said. So
nice work, Chris.
Yeah, YouTube's letting us schedule comments now. Well done. And the timing was impeccable. It's almost like you knew we would talk about this.
Yeah.
She's hiking. Amazing.
Nice. Sweet. All right, guys. So what do we got going on today? We got a lot. So we were out for the last 2 weeks. Corey, where were you?
I was actually in Colorado for part of that time, visiting a friend and going to a final tour of NoFX, one of my favorite bands growing up.
Oh, that's right. And you got caught in like a tornado.
It was like a tornado. I've never been that fully soaked that fast, other than jumping into a body of water. Like we were huddling by a building because we're trying to seek shelter, and they finally let us inside the building, a couple thousand concert goers, but it was intense.
Where was the show at?
In Colorado. I don't know the exact city, near Denver. I don't know it was called the Stables or something like that. It's a new venue there. Really beautiful place, but certainly not a covered area.
Got it.
That was quite an experience.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And where were you at in Peak?
I was also in Colorado.
What?
Wow.
I was in Woodland Park, Colorado, chasing 135 elementary and middle schoolers around the mountains at 9,000 feet of elevation, sleeping in an old RV, and calling that vacation.
How fun.
From 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. and then waking up and doing it all over again. It was a blast.
That sounds
A
exhausting.
long day. Yeah.
Fun,
Yeah.
but exhausting.
Yeah, it was a long week. But it's good to be back. My daughter returned home. Our whole family got together for the first time almost all summer last night when we picked up my son from a tournament in Nebraska. He flew back. And it was like, oh, we're all together. Let's watch Simone Biles flip off.
She's amazing.
But your daughter came back. Where was your daughter?
She was in Taiwan for 7 weeks
That's
this summer.
Crazy.
Yeah, 15-year-old daughter went to Taiwan, worked really hard, raised a little bit of money, saved a bunch of it, and did a humanitarian mission trip there. No, we didn't talk to her for 7 weeks. She
What?
Oh,
That's crazy.
didn't use her cell phone.
wow.
Was
And
she
grew a
at
lot.
Was she at Foxconn?
What's that?
Was she at Foxconn?
Yeah, she was trying to help with the semiconductor chip shortage. So she was serving the people of the world, fending off the Chinese government from overtaking Taiwan.
It's a lot to do for a young person.
It's a lot for a 15-year-old. Yeah, it's a big task. But you know what? We raised strong girls.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy, man. All right, so what do we got going on? We got
We have stories.
we've got stories. So there's a couple things, man. One,
Post of the week. Post of the week. These aren't posts of the week. We haven't had a post of the week, have we?
We
We need
haven't.
a post of the week.
You guys need to start posting stuff and
Yeah.
linking that, tagging
Yeah.
us in there. All right, I don't know. There's like this big deal going around about Oreo and Coke. Coke releasing like an Oreo flavored Coke. What say you, Corey Connors?
I say combination of lots of sugar and sweet sounds terrible. I just but I think they're grasping at straws sometimes when I look at some of these things they invent, like they're
Paper straws.
Uh,
of course.
the red Oreos and the blue Oreos for the Star Wars theme. My kids thought those were awesome, so that we had to buy them. I thought, okay, well, it's something they're doing is working. The marketing teams are very skilled and well funded, so they're going to always come up with new things. Let's hope it's in sustainable packaging.
It's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Adam? Like,
I think because the CPG world is hard and it's sort of growth is really only happening through product innovation, and so I think we're seeing a lot of these collaborations happening. Oreo, obviously we've got the Coke, and I think one of them was like a Coke Zero. I saw which was like, no, it's not that one. You can take there we go. But yeah, I get it. I understand. You're already making Oreos and you're already making Coke. And so is it all that difficult to create a flavor profile? I'm sure there's a lot more innovation and work to go into it, but I don't know how many of these things that you need to sell in order to justify coming out with it, right? Like I get the Star Wars thing or the Marvel or the Go USA or Olympics or whatever it is, but it's like Sour Patch Kids and Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is probably just me being like, get off my lawn guy, but I'm like, yeah, no thanks. Give me like double stuffed and mint Oreos. That's like the furthest I really want to go explore.
That's as crazy as you get.
You don't like the you don't like the jalapeno M&Ms?
Is that a real thing? Because that sounds like the worst.
That's a real thing, right?
Yeah. So I think there is a bit. I think, like Corey said, like grasping at bio-based paper compostable straws is probably for sure happening. But what else are you going to do in a fairly saturated market, right? Like, how do you grow other than tapping in? Like, there's a huge Coca-Cola fan base out there that will buy anything with Coke on it. And so if you're Oreo and you want to tap into that kind of fan base, it's like, well, this is a way to create cool packaging. And that is kind of cool.
It's kind of cool, but I would say, all right, one, there's nothing better than Oreos with ice cold Coke, right? So
no,
milk is not doing this. Milk is second to Coke.
Definitely not. You don't dip your Oreos in Coca-Cola, people.
Oh, but if we look at this can, like we've got this dark blue, we've got this light blue, we've got the black, which is like a killer opaque black, and then this red. I mean, the printing doesn't look crazy,
There's
but
no
actually
chance
pretty.
that is the Coke Red. There's not a single chance in the world that's their actual Coke Red.
This one right here?
No.
Why is that?
Adam, is your daughter around? Could she translate the can for us?
No, she cannot. There's no way that can't be Coke Red.
That looks like Coke Red to me. It's
If
just
you're
surrounded by black.
From Oreo or Coca-Cola, send us one of these, please. We'd love to
For sure.
try it out.
No, for sure. This is I don't know. It's kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm not going out and buying the stuff. You know,
No.
so
But,
I don't know.
but we're not. I don't think we're the target market, though, right? Like the Sour Patch Oreos. I got a lot of comments where people are like, "My kids loved them." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm not a kid, so we do offer a perspective, but like at the end of the day, they're going to make things that are good, and then they're also going to make Crystal Pepsi, and it's going to fail. Like this is, I think, just this is the way that CPGs have to try to generate interest. Is like you can only A/B test so many things until you just go like, hey, we're gonna come out with this. It's why those Coke Freestyle machines exist. It's because they're trying to see what flavor combinations are people.
Yeah, that's all data. This is all marketing, right? Because like, look at us. We're talking about the packaging news.
They have at least 10 people that are hearing about it right now.
Dozens.
So many people.
Andrew, yeah. So I saw that article too that their Oreo's looking at doing paper packaging. Again, could be interesting. What happens with paper right now? It's in like it's in a thermoform plastic tray with the peel back metallized film bag flow wrap.
Not recyclable. Easily.
Not recyclable. Yeah. The tray is.
The tray is if it's PET.
Yep. But if we go to paper, what happens? Right. So like, what could be the downside on if we change that tray to like a molded fiber?
Yeah.
It's going to dry those cookies out. Right. Because all that paperboard, all that fiber, that's just going to absorb and pull any moisture that it finds anywhere. So
you have to coat it, right? You got to coat it with something that's probably not very great for the
What about Nopla? Something like that.
I don't
yeah, but that stuff starts degrading. So it's not long term. So that stuff is like quick. Like if you're going to coat something with the Nopla coating, I think it's like you coat it today, but you've got to use it within.
I think you got 6 months or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might even be less than that.
And when we already have like inflationary pressures impacting food products, are you really excited to increase the cost of your packaging if you're Oreo by 500x? I mean, it's not. These thermoform trays are really cheap to produce. They've been producing them forever. The flow wrap is insanely cheap, and they're very, very effective for direct food contact. You don't hear of like Oreo contaminations, right?
Yeah.
I agree with Matt. That's totally true. It's such an awesome addition.
The peel back. I remember reaching out to the guy that invented this, and he's like, I don't know how many years ago. I'm like, hey, I'd love to have you on the podcast. It was like at the very beginning. He's like, nope, because I invented that and I retired and I was out of the business. You know, I was like, that was it. I'm like, God damn it! Why can't I come up with a stupid cookie box? You know,
it's brilliant.
He's not much older than we are, and he's like, yeah, because I invented that 10 years, 12 years ago, and peace.
It's just
like I'm out
eating Oreos on his yacht.
Yeah. damn it.
Probably drinking Coca-Cola as well. Just
Yeah.
don't forget. He's probably the one who invented it. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Nice job. Mister.
I know that guy. Everybody knows this guy except for Corey and I guess.
I just reach out to anybody that's in packaging. I'm like, hey, you're in packaging? Hey, let me talk to you.
Have you
Yeah.
talked to Bo Jackson? Did you know?
I have. Bo
Like,
knows
I-
packaging.
I
does.
connected with Bo Jackson.
He owns a packaging company. I reached
No.
out. He does.
Seriously?
He 100% owns a packaging company. Bo Jackson does.
That's
I reached out
amazing.
to him to have him on my podcast and tell him how great he was in Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah. You cannot.
If
If you
not-
can't score with Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl, you don't know how to play that.
Are you really
If
Tecmo
anybody
Bowl?
knows Bo Jackson and Bo knows packaging, then please send him our way. But no, he
He's
does.
just
He go look
an
it up
amazing-
on LinkedIn. He owns a packaging company.
He's an amazing person. Yeah, he
Bo
gives back.
boxes.
I don't think it's boxes. It's not like Connor's gated.
So
That's
all
way
right,
better
man.
than corrugated.
It's so much better. Connor gated. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what else we got going on? This really doesn't have anything to do with packaging, but it's a slow
Like
packaging
90% of
week.
this show.
Why start now? Right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I started talking about packaging. This thing is pretty funny. Oh, I don't know if it's funny. It's funny to me because
Funny, haha.
funny how. So this thing, like, there's a whole, the Cheetos guy, the janitor that invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos, is now suing Cheetos because they're saying, you really didn't invent this. So
They made a movie about it. It was awesome. The movie
Yeah.
was good.
yeah, if it's a movie, it's real.
Yeah, it must be.
Right. But that's crazy. Like, Cheetos is saying there's no proof anywhere that Richard Monte has actually invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Sounds like a CYA situation.
And maybe there isn't proof. Or
30
maybe
30 years later,
cover up.
it's a little too late to CYA now.
I
They made
think
a
so
movie.
too. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
but let's
fishy.
talk about the Flamin' Hot packaging here.
But this is another crossover too, right? There's Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that was no
Who
thanks.
is that? So if you've ever had Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew, let us know what it tastes like. Is there Cheetos crumbs in there? Is it like backwash?
I would actually dip my
Oh,
Oreos in Flamin' Hot
gosh.
Mountain Dew before I would just
Glad I haven't had breakfast. That sounds. Ugh.
Yeah, this-
Throw up.
we don't want to get people thrown up here. Yeah, I actually heard that the guy from there's Action Jackson Packaging, Bo Jackson. I bet
Nice.
Jared knows Bo. Jared knows a lot of people.
Jared knows me.
I've heard that the actually the guy behind Flamin' Hot Cheetos is the same guy that was behind the Backstreet Boys and In Sync, and is now he actually passed away in prison. Did you guys see that documentary?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Well, I saw there was one. I haven't watched it.
No.
There's a movie called Dirty Pop that's all about like airships and blimps and insurance fraud and how this guy basically stole the life savings from like elderly people to fund starting the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Like it was the longest running Ponzi scheme in the history of Ponzi schemes or something like that. It's a crazy documentary. You should go check it out. So
Jared.
back to packaging.
Jared, is it really Jackson Packaging?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Jared knows stuff. He does.
He does.
Yeah.
I don't know if
he's
it was in
pro-
response to Bo Packaging.
Bo Packaging.
Crazy, Bo Jackson.
Yeah, we need to get him on the show. We need to get
Okay.
Bo Jackson on the Packaging Today show. Somebody hook it up, please.
Yes.
He's connected to Drew Felty. And
Drew, I'm promoting your stuff here. I have your T-shirt on right now,
Wait,
Drew. You
he's
can.
he's connected to Connor's Gated over here. What are you doing? No, for real. What are you doing, dude?
I know. I've connected with Bo Jackson. I think he's an amazing man. I
Get him on. Get him on the show.
Like
pronto.
I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah. What does he do? He plays sports.
He played baseball and football. He could have done anything he wanted. It was just that kind of person. Just
My connection request is still pending, Bo Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, thank you for connecting with me and not Adam. That shows your wisdom.
I owned the picture of you with the
with the
pads
bat,
and the bat.
Mhm.
I have some. I had your air trainers.
I had the tops.
You did not have any of this.
I did. I had the tops.
No, you didn't. You didn't own the
baseball cards.
Beckett magazine like I did.
Back in 6th grade, I tried to get into sports by collecting
baseball cards.
Baseball
Yeah.
cards.
Well, you grew up with Bo Jackson in Okinawa, Japan, didn't you?
I did. As a matter of fact, I did. Bono's Okinawa.
It was your neighbor.
All right, man. So what? So we've got 9 minutes to kill here.
No. It's going to be intentional because I want to talk about packaging peanuts and adhesives.
Oh my gosh,
I forgot about that one.
Is there maybe a story? The only one that I actually looked at.
That was really interesting. Thank you for sending that, Avelio.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty cool.
I bet it was more interesting than the intro.
Yeah.
Damn it.
For sure.
You gotta watch that intro.
I can't believe we didn't even watch it.
Jerks. All right, so this glue thing. All right, so tell me about it, Adam. What have you discovered?
I read the headline and then scrolled down a little bit during the intro.
It looks like the starch-based peanuts, and they're water soluble. And somebody figured out that if you paint that material after it's been dissolved or touched by water, I guess I don't know the exact science behind it, but
it's like touched by an angel.
Yeah, it's like that. Then you can glue paper onto things with it. Really fascinating.
Adhesive, yeah.
All right, so this is one person that's actually doing this on their own, where they're taking these packaging peanuts, the starch-based ones, partially dissolving them, and then creating a glue from them. So basically, you get them wet, you get them back into a liquid, and then they dry back into a harder form. So this is one person that's doing it. How can this potentially change the way that we recycle these things?
Yeah, it's much better. I've heard that it's not good to put this material down your drain. And that's been a debate in the packaging industry for many years. That
clearly, if it turns into glue.
So this kind of proves that point. Like maybe this isn't good for pipes. Maybe this isn't something you should be putting down your drain.
Dry. Right.
Your
pipes never dry out to where they're like it crusts on there.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, but it could.
Then you got a plumbing problem.
Well,
Adam has crusty pipes. He told me that.
Wow. I don't even know what that means, but that sounds bad.
I mean that with the most.
I've never felt so insulted, actually. I don't even know why I'd feel insulted. But I agree. Like this stuff, clearly, we should not be flushing into the water system if it can be so easily converted by an Instagrammer into some sort of adhesive. Now, I think that from a industrial scale, think about like a Connors gated facility or a corrugated facility that does use, I believe it's a starch-based adhesive, correct, Corey?
Yes.
To glue the flutes and the mediums together. Like, is there a way to recycle this?
That water is filtered and through a series of filters and then removed and disposed of. That it's like a white chalky material that comes out of that. That used to be that was one of my first jobs at Weyerhaeuser. Clean those filters off so we can keep running.
I was, by the way, really excited because I thought with all of our Bo Jackson talk that we had Rodney Peete chiming in, the famous quarterback.
He's got a packaging company too.
Equally as exciting, we have Rodney Peace.
Welcome, Rodney Peace.
I would not voluntarily as well. I would definitely not put that down my drain. I'm definitely throwing those things out.
I always think it's funny because like packaging companies, designers, manufacturers, like when we talk about like compostable and some of this dissolvable stuff, like the dissolvable foams that are high volume, um, it's like, well, yeah, people can just put it down the drain, and you see like big, especially with like food, right? Where they're like the food packaging that comes insulated, it's like this huge block of foam. You gotta just put it in your sink. It's like that's so much of this like gummy material. Um,
Mhm.
and the idea is like, okay, well, somebody in their home, in their house, will run this down their drain. But what about like in condensed neighborhoods, right? Where we're talking about, like New York or Chicago, if everybody in that building happens to order food and runs that down the drain, like this is all going into like a collective plumbing system that now can't, like,
Right.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that's,
I think like, we've talked a lot about like Smart Solve, right? Like they have dissolvable labels, but the label is so tiny and such a small incremental part of, and that's not even necessarily meant for like
but
home dissolving.
no, but
Mhm.
even Seth is out, Seth's like, who would dissolve those? That's the way that they're pitched. If you
Right.
look at some of
Nobody
these
is.
foams
Do
that,
you think people are actually dissolving those down their drain? I think
No.
most people just throw them away.
see people, unless you're in packaging, you don't even pay attention to that stuff.
No,
Right.
Yeah.
no, I don't. I don't know. So, I think that there is a world in which dissolvable packaging plays a role in the circular story, right? The story of
Yeah.
circularity. To me, dissolving foam down a drain is not a good idea. That just
Mhm.
seems like a recipe for disaster, right?
Yeah.
I like the idea though, if it can be, like Rodney was saying, if it can be turned into something that is useful,
Right.
right? Like in a
Mhm.
manufacturing process, like an adhesive or something like that, then great. We should find ways to industrially recycle this and collect it
Yeah.
if at all possible. But that's probably going to come through the industrial ecosystem, right? Like, I don't think we do a very good job of saying, like, we're going to collect things from consumers, which are hard. It's hard to collect stuff from consumers and then get it back into the chain. But
Right.
rather, there's got to be 3PLs like Jackson Packaging,
Oh,
um, or or others that have a lot of these, that it's like, hey, do you want, if maybe they make a change away from these peanuts to, right sized boxes or something like that. It's like,
mhm.
let's collect those and let's turn that into something useful. Seems like that's the exciting part,
Yeah.
not
There's all,
people are
there's also like the smart solve, right? Like the thin paper that
Yeah.
is flushable, right? Certified flushable, like something like that, that makes sense. But if we're talking like a big
giant chunk
block
of foam.
of foam at a time, like that just seems overwhelming. But
What about
like Rodney
what about
says, he's seen it like break down, and it works really well. It's just a matter of like volume.
what about those dude wipes? I mean, they're selling bazillions of those things. Are they really dissolving? Are they really dispersing in the system? Are
I
they
don't think they're dissolving in the system, but I just think that they are.
AJQ
By the way, congratulations to Jonathan Clint
CEO, Chief Executive Officer,
of the
Jonathan
U.S.
Quinn.
Plastics Pact.
Well done.
So, but I do, there is testing that goes into these kind of flushable
Yeah.
wipes, right? Like toilet paper breaks
They
down.
say they break down. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe anything I read on the internet.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's probably completely fine, just like the Invisipoo spray.
Yeah.
I just trust that everything is good is happening.
Yes, Chris. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the company that was doing that over in Europe? Day?
Day.
Yeah,
Yes. And that was
yeah,
Smart Solve packaging.
right.
And you're right. Chris is right. That flushes along with the disposable part of
Yeah.
the tampon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So there's still use case for all this stuff. We're not like
yeah.
saying, dissolvable is bad and everything has to be recycled or reused or whatever it is. It's
It's
just
just a
like,
matter of volume,
Right.
exactly.
right? An application.
Yes. Application
And
and
the thing,
educating the consumer.
Yeah, and the thing with the tampons is like you don't have a recycling bin in your bathroom. Nobody has a recycling. Maybe Corey does, but barely anybody has a recycling bin in their bathroom. So like, what
I have
happens?
several.
Goes
At
in the
least
trash.
Two in every room.
You've got to compost one in the bathroom too.
5 TerraCycle bins.
Yeah. So having something in there that's dissolvable for like just the small paper, the small little envelopes, the small little peel away things, not stuff that makes sense. And it's certified flushable, so it goes away and it dissolves into just tiny fibers. But when it comes into like the big foams, that stuff turns into like this gummy mess.
Yeah.
But again, it's like how many people are actually flushing this stuff down or actually putting that foam down the drain?
Thanks, John.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gregory. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so the problem is that in many sewer systems, they're not breaking down and they're clogging drains. I would be interested to see if anyone has like one of those studies, because I mean, maybe this is TMI. I'm a huge fan of Dude wipes. I think they're great.
You smell great.
I smell great today. And they used to make used to be able to take a shower with, and I think they got rid of that product, but
look, man, not to be gross and take this down like super.
We're already there.
Oh man, here we go.
I've seen articles on universities asking men's, having signs up in men's showers not to do certain things because it clogs their pipes. And that's not as dense as like some of these foams and paper wipes and all these other things. So that's the crazy thing.
Are are the wipes cellulose based? Do you know?
Yeah.
But you interviewed the guy, right?
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, he seems awesome. He said he wanted to be on my podcast, but I haven't heard from him again.
I told him it's a bad idea. He reached out. I was like, I don't know about Conjugated.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I like Aaron's point here. Nothing good ever came from the question. I wonder if I should put this down the drain. That is unless it's like water or something.
Unless you're like in middle school and you've got like some extra dry ice from your science class, and you
remember David Letterman, Will It Float? We should have a Will It Dissolve?
Will it flush? That's the next episode.
Flush? Take like an old cell phone. No.
Packaging today. Yeah.
Did not flush. But I think will it flush and will it break down and cause problems in a septic are probably two different questions. Yeah, that's a great point, Aaron. He says drain-friendly ice pack gel is another bad idea, no matter what the packaging says.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So do us a favor.
Go sign up for Corey's class at the. I wore my shirt so that Corey could be like, "Oh, Adam is wearing this shirt." I thought about you today, Corey.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Yes, I have a course at this summer school, Corey Connors, about sustainable packaging at the packaging school. It's very exciting. I think there's 2 more spots available. We have until Wednesday to sign up, so just a couple more days here, and I hope to see you once a week and talk about sustainable packaging. I'm really looking forward to this.
If you don't sign up, then my alter ego is going to sign up with my burner account, and I'm going to AI myself in with the new Microsoft Teams avatars.
We would welcome your avatar,
and I'm going to change my voice, and it's going to be great. I'm going to be so obnoxious.
One last thing here, John. Right, so he's had issues with these wipes where multiple homes collect down one pipe, and then as a group you've got to pay to take that stuff out. So
it's pretty crappy.
Flush at your own risk. Flush wipes at your own risk.
It's pretty crappy, he says. Yeah.
That's
play the intro.
Yeah. Do the intro.
I'm gonna stare.
Intro. Outro.
Do us a favor, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Check us out. Check out the Packaging Unboxed podcast, Sustainable Packaging with Corey Connors. I don't know, Adam Peak. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today with